Alrighty, this is the Lenovo Tab P11 Pro Gen 2. This is an 11.2 inch OLED screen tablet that includes this fancy Active Pen 3. This is one of the better pens you can use. I don't like the Apple Pencil. I use this Zag pen on my iPad Pro, and I would say even this Lenovo pen that's included with the device is better than either one of those options. Now, this is taller than it is wide compared to an iPad Pro. So if you're doing a lot of vertical scrolling, you're going to be happy with this. And that's mostly what I do. I like to sit down on my couch and read the news, or I'll shop on Best Buy or Amazon and check out the latest tech and things that I'm looking to buy. And when I'm taking handwritten notes, which you can do very easily from this menu, look at that. This is not my first take trying to create this video. It's very easy to do handwritten notes. Now, polling rate, I'm not sure what it is, but this is very smooth. It's also very easy to change the size and the color of the font here, or just go here and erase what you have. There's different sizes of erasers and different eraser types, like object versus pixel. Anyhow, so I'm not sure where this lands as far as the specs go, but it's very fast and recognizable as far as I'm concerned. And I used to be very concerned about that, but I think technology, like devices, especially pro devices, they're pretty much ubiquitous now. Okay, OLED screen, colors are great. It gets to about 420 nits. That's what Lenovo says. I don't have a way of testing that, but it is quite bright. So I'm happy with the brightness and as well as the performance. It's not hard at all to like open a bunch of apps and then go back to them. And I never booted Diablo all the way today. So it's booting for the first time. It probably has to download 3 terabytes worth of patches. But anyway, that game was such a letdown. Okay, there's also a tablet center here where you can manage your account, look at your screen on time and how much storage you're using. This device comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, which for me is sort of like the minimum I would need for a tablet, but your desires and needs will vary. This comes with, of course, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.1. It also supports GPS. So there is a slot up here at the top between the 2 speakers for a regular SIM. And then there's a power button. On the right-hand side, we have some microphones and the volume rockers. Now the microphones are up here because that's also where the webcam is located. And the webcam is fine. On the bottom, 2 more speakers, 2 more speakers and your USB-C port. And then finally on the left, did I mention this already? This is where you connect the keyboard, which does not come with all SKUs. You have to find the SKU where the keyboard is included, or you can buy the keyboard separately, and I can't recall the price. So this starts at $400, and with that, you get the same processor, but 4 gigs of RAM, and then same processor, 6 gigs of RAM for $430. And you know what you're getting here is a nice tablet, right? It doesn't feel cheap. It feels solid, but it's not very heavy. You get the QHD+ resolution on this OLED display, 120 hertz refresh. And there's a magnet on the back here for the pen where it also charges. One of the cool things about this is that since it's taller than the wide iPad, you can hold it in one hand if you've got reasonably sized hands. I mean, I'm 5'11". I think my hands are probably correct for they're proportionate to my size. I can very easily hold this with one hand and just kind of like wide like this. Now, if you throw a case on it, that may be different, but at least in its current naked form, very easy to work with. This is the kind of tablet that you want to get if you're looking for casual use, watching videos like YouTube and Netflix, Amazon Prime, reading news, and maybe some social media. I'm not a social media guy, so I don't know how those apps run on Android. And also do some light shopping. I like to fire up Amazon and Best Buy just to see what new tech is out there, what's on sale, where are their deals, what can I buy a new review on, or just buy because I'm addicted, and it's pretty fun. As I mentioned, there's the precision pen that comes with it, and it's very good for taking notes. So there is also a productivity mode, but here we go. Okay, I thought I didn't have it in the menu, and I was like, oh crap, I'm mentioning something I'm not prepared to talk about. Okay, so here's your productivity mode. It more of like a familiar Windows interface. It's a lot like Samsung DeX, but it gives you a whole new way to use this, window-based. And I think we have to reopen some of these apps. There we go. So now you have a window-based view. You can open up multiple apps. Look at that one relaunched on its own. And now you're doing 2 things at once. It's a nice way to multitask in a more, familiar Windows type environment, but it's certainly not something that you want to use if you're doing what I'm showing you right now. This is just for the purposes of demonstrating how it works. So I'm gonna take that off, go back to regular mode, and now my apps are still in memory. So I can go back to Google News, and it looks like it's reloading. You probably have to force a reload on that one. Let's go try Best Buy. Best Buy survived, just reloaded on its own. So anyhow, great device for $400. Now an equivalent, it's hard to say from a performance perspective because I haven't stress tested this thing next to like an M1 iPad. It's not for that in my opinion, even though there is a productivity mode. This is really for that casual to upper end of casual use, borderline productive. Like if you're trying to make money with a tablet, I don't know if this is the tablet for you, but it can do quite a lot at just $400. So yeah, I like this thing a ton. If I weren't on the Apple ecosystem, this would be the tablet I buy as far as Android goes. Over Samsung, for sure I'd go with this because the price, the features, the build, I love the way this thing feels. And I think Lenovo does a good job. As far as Android updates and how long that will last, I'm unsure. I don't know if Lenovo's announced anything, but that's always a concern for Android devices. So if you're looking at Android devices right now and you really want to buy one, you should look into how long the manufacturer has committed to staying up to date with security patches at the least, as well as operating system versions. This is Android L, I think, or it's Android 12. It might be 12L, I'm not certain. Anyhow, that's it. Hope you found this helpful, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.